Now, this might sound a little bit self-explanatory, but did you know that what you consume is going to affect your spiritual growth and your calling with God? What you consume. Okay, for example, if you was to go to a university to become a doctor, you went there and they started to teach you about maths, they started to teach you about politics. When you was inside university to study become a doctor, to become a physician, a doctor, you think to yourself, what's going on? They're teaching me the wrong stuff. This is not going to help me to become a doctor because the content is incorrect. The content is wrong. So the same with us as believers. When we consume wrong content, it's going to affect our ministry, affect our walk with God, to affect our growth in the things of God. It's going to confuse. We're going to get confused, and that's what happens with us as believers. We seem to be consuming the incorrect content and then wondering why things are not going right in our lives, why we're struggling to be with God, struggling to walk with God, struggling to be, live this walk with Christ. We're struggling in every area. Well, a lot of the times why that happens is because you're consuming the wrong content. You're spending your time consuming the wrong things, the wrong types of things. And that's what the devil wants. The devil wants us to consume demonic content. He wants us to consume things that's got nothing to do with God. He wants us to consume things that's not going to bring life to our spirit or bring life to our walk with God, but it's going to bring death. It's going to bring degradation and distractions. That's what the devil does. So when we're at home or when we're at work or we're living our day-to-day life, you need to understand, what do you spend most of your time consuming? Because every day is a spiritual warfare battle. Okay, spiritual warfare is not just about praying against the devil and all that stuff there. That's part of it, but there's many sides of spiritual warfare. One of them is that every day the enemy is trying to get you to consume content that's got nothing to do with God, because he knows that if you consume content that's got nothing to do with God, it's going to slowly move you away from God. And this is the reason why a lot of believers get confused. They're in bondage, they're struggling. Well, you need to start to look at the food you're eating. Are you eating spiritual food? Are you eating the word of God? Are you in prayer and are you in praise? Are you doing the spiritual basics? Or are you eating poison food that's been laced with poison? Okay, if you spend more of your time being entertained by worldly entertainment than being entertained or consuming or spending your time consuming godly content, what do you think is going to happen? It's the same with junk food, right? If your diet is just full of junk food, you're going to become unhealthy. You're going to become sick over a period of time. It might not happen straight away, but it will happen slowly over a period of time. Now, if you are consuming healthy food, exercising, doing the right stuff, you're going to be healthy in your body, right? It's the same spiritually. If you're consuming the wrong types of spiritual food, you're either going to be alive to God, or your spirit's going to slowly die to God or die to his presence. You're going to be going the wrong direction. And what happens is that when you're consuming the wrong types of spiritual food, demonic spiritual food, right, which is poisonous, when you start to consume that, you're going to be confused. You're going to be in bondage. You're going to be in trouble. Nothing's going to go right in your life. So that's when you start to see that is evidence to you that you need to look at what you're consuming. Are you consuming more worldly food and not enough godly food? Don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with watching films, nothing wrong with doing certain things. We live in the world. There's certain things you do. I understand that. But I'm talking about overconsumption, spending more time in the things that are not of God than the things that are of God. Because obviously in your life, there's things that are neutral. Okay, there's neutral in the world. Not everything in the world is bad. There are neutral things. It's like music. All music is not bad. Okay, all music is not demonic. There's different types of music. There is godly music. Then there is other music that's not of God. But then you have things like jazz. Jazz music is neutral. Blues, neutral. Classical music, neutral. Do you understand what I mean? So it depends on what you're listening to. If you're listening to a lot of worldly music, it's going to begin to corrupt your spirit, and it will start changing the way you think and how you speak. When you start to listen to too much corrupted music, okay? But when you listen to a lot of godly music, it's going to change the way you think, the way you speak. It's going to change your heart and change your mood, because music is very powerful. It has the power to change your thoughts. It has the power to change your mood. So So let's be a bit intentional with our day-to-day life. Let's be intentional on what we're consuming. Let's intentionally consume godly content. Let's consume the word. Let's consume sermons. Let's watch things that uplift us, things that grow us. Let's watch things that shows us, or listen to podcasts or listen to music that's going to build us up in the things of God. Because if you're off balance and you're listening to more worldly stuff, you're going to find yourself struggling, find yourself not having the answers, you'll find yourself in darkness, you're going to find this madness. But when you are consuming godly content, you're going to find that you have answers, you have a way out, you understand what's happening, you see the devil and you can sidestep his snares. Are you going to make mistakes? Of course you are. But I'm telling you that every day this is the battle. Are you going to consume godly content, or are you going to consume worldly content, or are you going to consume demonic content? And you know exactly what demonic content is. Let me leave it there. As Robert, I shall see you guys on the next video.